this is Lisa Brown, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and welcome to another Ink and Inspirations video. I'd like to show you today a little bit about this card and give you some tips on creating it, especially this little piece of fabric here that I've really enjoyed using on some of my paper crafting projects lately. But first, I wanted to show you how I got this little image in the background of this framelit. This particular sentiment is from the Wordplay set, and I wanted something in the background, so to speak, so that it wouldn't just be a stark white image there on my card. So you can see here on my scrap paper I have this medallion stamp, and what I did is after I cut the sentiment out with the framelits, I inked up this medallion stamp, okay, with my basic gray ink pad. I just covered it, and then I stamped off on my scrap paper, and then I took my framelit with the sentiment already on it and just pressed it over the inked up stamp, and it was just created that shadow-like image. Okay, so that's how I did that. And now for this little fabric, I cut a piece of this is the Timeless Portrait Collection, and it is approximately 1 by 12 inches. I threaded a long piece of thread on a needle, just white sewing thread, and I started at one end, had a knot in, and I did the gathering stitch in and out, in and out, in and out, all the way down, and till I got to this end. And now I'm going to pull it and gather it up. And then here I have another sheet of this Mocha Morning Specialty paper, and I used this as a guide to loosen the gathers to see how long I needed it to be, or how wide, really. So I'm going to pull this a little bit, and I want it long enough to barely wrap around the sides of the designer paper. Okay, so let me do this again. Alright, that looks pretty good there. Okay, it's just going to give me a little bit to wrap around. So now I'm going to take my needle and secure this by just going through the end of this fabric a couple of times and making a knot. This is going to secure the gathering stitch and keep it from pulling out. Okay, I'm going to cut off the edge. Then what I did is I just wrapped it around like this, and I used just a piece of tape, wrapping tape, Scotch tape, whatever you have on hand, household item. Okay, and then you can adjust the gathers a bit and tape the other end. Okay, so there I have the fabric element on the card. Then I took a piece of narrow 1/4 inch black grosgrain, and I wanted to cover my white stitches in there. Okay, so I knotted one end and I attached it over the stitching. Here's the card I'm referring to. Over the stitching with a mini glue dot right here. And then I pulled it this way, and I put another mini glue dot underneath there to hold it in the center. And then on this side, I took my paper piercer and went through the ribbon, the fabric, and the designer paper and inserted this antique brad, and that held it on that end. And so that gave it a neater finish. I liked the little ravelly ends to give it kind of a vintage look, so I just left it like that. So I hope you'll try that technique with your Stampin' Up! Fabric. If you have any questions, please email me at lisa@inkandinspirations.com. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.